Laurie had two real-life inspirations. First one was Louisa's good friend Alf Whitman, who she used to act with in the Concord Dramatic Union. When they met, Whitman was 15 years old and Louisa was 25, and they remained friends throughout their lives. Alf also knew May, and the age difference between May and Alf was only 2 years, and they were close friends. Based on the letter exchange between the two, they both seemed to have rather carefree personalities, same way as Amy and Laurie. Second inspiration for Laurie was a young man called Ladislas Wisniewski. Louisa met Ladislas in Switzerland, where she was working as a companion to a wealthy woman called Anna Weld. Louisa was in her 30s at the time. The age difference between Louisa and Ladislas was a bit over 10 years. Louisa gave him a nickname Laddie. Laddie was a military man from Poland and an inspiring pianist. There is very little information about Laddie. He has been described to be a flirtatious prankster, and he was romancing Louisa, but it would seem that Louisa's feelings towards him were maternal. She was a bit confused about him. Some time later, May also met Laddie in Europe, and he showed her around. Neither Louisa or May married Laddie or Alf. Laddie and Lad were umbrella terms that Louisa used as nicknames for young boys and young men. Ladislas was not the only laddie, but he and Alf were the Laurie laddies. I read some of the letters that Louisa had written for Laddie and Alf, where she told them that she was going to immortalize them into Laurie's character, and in Laurie she wanted to capture the essence of youth and the essence of boyhood. And if you want to hear more about Louisa's relationship with Laddie, check out the episode Love and Sex in Little Woman. And if you want to hear about Joe and Friedrich and Louisa and Henry David Thoreau, check out the episode The Real Life Friedrich Bear. In the 1933 film, we get a full half-minute of Amy and Laurie in Europe together. Their character arcs are not included. In the 1949 film, Amy and Laurie do not share any scenes together. They only appear together in the film posters. There's one scene right before Laurie goes to propose Joe. You can see Amy, played by Elizabeth Taylor, looking at Laurie going with a sad expression. And honestly, if you don't know that Amy is looking at him with a sad expression, you probably won't pay any attention to that scene. The fans of the 1949 film, they do a really good job with Joe and Friedrich, and together with the 1933 film and the modern adaptation from 2018, they are the only films where Joe and Friedrich don't argue and Joe actually embraces the feedback she gets from him, like in the novel. Amy gets blamed on two things: stealing Laurie and stealing Joe's trip to Europe. Movies have never adapted chapter calls, which very clearly shows that Jo herself was the one who blew her chances to go to Europe, and the movies just leave Amy and Laurie hanging. In 1933 and 1949 films, Aunt Marge and Amy just pop into New York and tell Jo that they are going to Europe. In both films, Jo goes to New York after she has friend John Laurie. When she hears that Laurie has been in New York, she is sad because he hasn't come to see her. What's going on? In the book, Jo went to New York because Laurie's behavior made her feel uncomfortable. He was trying to get physical with her, but she did not want him. To listen to full episode Amy and Laurie Romance versus filmmakers Jo and Laurie Obsession, the link is in the end screen and in the description. What amazes me the most is that every adaptation between 1933 and 2019, they all give Jo and Laurie's conflicts to either Jo and Fritz or Amy and Laurie. And since Laurie is based on somebody who Alcott rejected, and Fritz to somebody who she loved, it feels very condescending. Thank you for listening. Take care and make good choices. Bye.